Good morning, Plymouth White Marsh High School. This is Dr. Bacani. Hope you had a great weekend. You're healthy and you're safe and you're ready for the work week ahead. Today is Monday, April the 27th, and we have some weekly announcements for you today here at Plymouth White Marsh High School. Sure it was quiet. We miss you. Wish you were back here at Plymouth White Marsh High School working with us for the rest of the school year, and we're hoping to see you soon. All right, for announcements this week, this is from Miss Rickert, as well as DECA. If you're interested in serving as a DECA officer next year, please complete the application on Google Classroom by May 1st. Any questions, please email Miss Rickert. All right, congratulations are in order for photo major student Sarah Snyder, Ridge Parker. She won third place for the 2020 anti-vaping poster contest. Congratulations, Sarah. Fantastic job. Plymouth White Marsh High School had the highest percentage of participation for the contest entries in the county. So congrats, PW, and all of our students who participated in the poster contest. All right, I have a few from Ms. Lynch in the counseling department. Updates from the College Board. Registration for the 2020-21 SAT administrations will open the week of May 26th. June registrants will be able to transfer their seat to a 2020-21 administration. Important dates for SATs and ACTs are attached to this slide. Thank you, Ms. McLaughlin, for organizing that information. Please touch base with us if you have any questions, and this information will be sent to all parents as well. All right, PHEAA is offering financial aid webinars on Thursdays in May, but PW will have its very own financial aid Jumpstart session on April 29th at 3 o'clock p.m. See the PW Counseling website to register, or if you have any questions. Highly recommended for all 10th and 11th grade students and their parents or guardians. All right, Navigate 2020 Online College Fair will take place the week of May the 4th. Again, look at the counseling website if you have any information regarding that. Also be posted on their counseling Twitter page. Another college counseling, a 10th grade college counseling Canvas course is available for all students. Sophomores were invited via your Colonial email, so I advise you to please join. Just a fantastic level of support from Ms. Lynch. And also, last one from the counselors, every week they meet as a team and to support you as students. So if you're interested in meeting with a student or with a counselor, if you have any questions or need support, please feel free to contact them. They will contact you by phone or via Zoom. There's a Google form that was posted on your Google Classroom slide. That's all I have. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. What's going on here? I have two visitors in the waiting room here. I want to see who they are. Two visitors here. Oh, look at that. Wait a minute. We have, is that former President Obama? Oh my gosh, take a look today. We have Ms. Canning and Mr. Monero. Welcome to Morning Announcements.
Well, thank you for having us.
What a surprise. Two fantastic teachers waiting in our waiting room.
Dr. Bacani, you have a real high-def camera. That is like some quality stuff you got going on over there.
That's why here I'm in the office. At home, I have my old Surface. It really doesn't work. Well, thanks for being here today. Students, we have two special guests. I want to introduce no other than we have Ms. Canning and Mr. Monero here as our special guests this week. Thanks for being here.
Of course.
You're welcome.
So how has the time away from school been for you at home and as terms of playing? I know it's so much different than traditional teaching and learning with our students. Can you share a little bit with our students? Start with Ms. Canning with how different it is for you.
So different. Yeah, I mean, it's been challenging for sure. I have two young kids here, so I'm managing remote learning for them and doing my own remote learning and trying to stay connected to the students that I have. And so, yeah, it's been a challenge, but I think it's also shown us some resiliency. You know, we've like all pulled together and made it work. And even the students, like we are all making it work. And I think that's awesome. So
yeah,
that's the silver lining.
Great words of advice. And I know I always say it. I said it last week in the announcements. We just had a department chair meeting this morning on Monday, is that Teachers have been amazing behind the scenes, working vigorously. Planning instruction is not in the classroom, but using new tools. So I applaud our teachers. I know how much is going on in the home. Guitar playing, obviously, behind the
Oh,
scenes.
yes.
I'm sorry. I had to talk about the guitars behind you, Miss
Look at
Canning.
that.
Love that.
No, it's
A
not on
hobby we didn't know about, Miss Canning,
I
huh?
know, this is the only place in the house where I get any quiet. But yes, I have all these guitars behind me, which people keep asking about. All my students in my Zooms are like, can I ask why you have 5 guitars behind you? They're my husband's.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Miss Canning, for sharing those words of advice. How about you, Mr. Monero?
Yeah, I think it's been a really unique experience, and I'm really actually been very impressed with the quality work that a lot of the students have been doing. And I teach a lot of second semester seniors who sometimes get a reputation this time of year, but I really think they're taking advantage of this time and really doing a high level of work, especially a lot of really introspective written responses. With my government class and my economics class, really trying to tie in a lot of the current events types of things to make some of this stuff really relevant. And I've been really impressed with their thoughts and all that. But aside from that, it's I think it's finally gotten to the point now where it all seems real. And I think we're all settling into getting used to doing things a different way. The newness has kind of worn off. But at the same time, there's hopefully some light at the end of the tunnel, and I think that helps motivate people to get things done.
I'm so glad this is being recorded there for students to hear, because that was amazing. I know our seniors behind the scenes are solemn right now. It's a tough time for all of them. They're showing great resiliency. We'll talk about the seniors in a second. How about start with you, Mr. Monero, then Ms. Canning. An unexpected bright spot. You're both, I mentioned, revered really by our student body, and our students, our avid students, senior students. You're teaching, Mr. Monero, your baseball team, your whole squad, obviously looking forward to a great season, all the spring sports for that matter. What unexpected bright spot do you think has been uncovered here as a result of this extended closure, personally, as well as for our students?
Well, personally, my lawn has never looked better. I'm really, really proud of how green it is and lush and well manicured. But I think, just personally for me, I guess particularly as a teacher, I guess that an unexpected bright spot is learning a lot of new technology and really, experiencing new ways of doing things that we all know nothing beats face-to-face communication and in-person communication. But there's times, whether it's during a snowstorm or, just when you can't travel across the country to meet with somebody, that I think we're seeing that there's a really bright future for using a lot of these new things that we've learned. So as an educator, as a professional, I think that's been an unexpected bright spot. I think for students, and I've talked to several, and especially, we'll get this a little later, some of our baseball players, and it just seems like, trying to find time and use this time to maybe become a little more self-aware. I think the challenge that we're all going through, that they're all going through, is going to be an unexpected bright spot, because I think they're going to become stronger and grow a lot from that. And look, just being able to spend some time with the families. I look around my neighborhood and I see younger kids outside, playing in the front lawn, doing things, families taking walks. I mean, man, like you can't get back time. And it's the one thing that we always wish we had more of. And I think for every student, for every teacher, for every parent, community member, the value of that time that we have right now is something that we should really cherish.
It's a great message. Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, I agree with that. I was thinking, the unexpected bright spot for me is just all the joy and simple things that, simple things that I maybe don't get to do in the hustle and bustle, right? So, and I think everyone's discovering that you can just take some joy in getting the perfect lawn and that's great, or whatever it may be, but there's joy in those things. So I'm finding that to be an unexpected bright spot, but I totally agree too with the technology. I'm using technology I've never used, and I'm going to use it again when I'm not teaching remotely. So I think that's kind of cool to be forced to try some of these things and I think it's benefiting us, but it's also benefiting the students. So, they're getting to learn how to use, and I said that to my, Avid class. I said, you're going to be better prepared for the college level transition than any other class ever has. Like the amount of autonomy they need right now, and no other senior class has ever had that, so like that's a bright spot for them, that they're going to be able to manage their learning probably better because they're doing it right now, right? So they'll have an easier transition next year. So that's a bright spot, I think.
Yeah, definite bright spot. I think it's what a great time for all of us to reflect on what we missed too, as far as people, interactions, friends, peers, mentors, teams, right, Coach? So yeah, for sure. And I agree with you. Both Canvas users, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Applaud for Canvas behind the scenes. And students, we are unfortunately several months away from having one platform for the entire building, which is Canvas. But I know two super users we have here, Mr. Monero, Ms. Canning, using that as a tool for all of you, our students. How about personally here, the meal of choice for both of you? I know, have you dabbled in takeout? That's one. Second, meal of choice, your go-to meal at home.
Gosh, that's hard. We have tried takeout. We're trying to support some local businesses.
Local.
So we've been doing some El Limon down in Ambler. That's been awesome. And I wouldn't say a meal, but there's been a lot of baking going on in my house. So
okay.
Lots of baking, lots of sweet treats around all the time. So it's been nice.
I'm sure your kids appreciate that.
Yes.
Except late at night when they get all wired with the sugar, but awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Ms. Canning, see that, students? Hidden talent there, baker behind the scenes. You didn't know it. Coach?
Well, I'll tell you, I've been using the extra time to make myself really good coffee every morning, freshly ground beans and everything like that. So that's been good. Try to patronize my buddy Tony at Tony's Pizza over here in Plymouth a couple times, at least once a week. But I have a grocery store that I go to, and I'm not telling anybody which one it is because it's never crowded, and I don't want the secret to get out. But they have these really good flatbreads, and I actually just made one last night, put it in the oven, comes out, man, it is outstanding. So that's been my go-to, I think.
All right, we didn't know that. Chef Monero, folks. See that? Chef Monero.
It's already made. I just have to heat it up.
Hey, we don't tell anyone that.
Flatbread in the oven is not Chef Monero.
We don't need to tell everybody that, right? It takes a little bit there. I have to turn the oven on, right?
Right.
Us guys.
And the grill. There's always the grill.
Two more questions before we close here. Thinking of Plymouth White Marsh High School, what do you miss the most? Could be a person, a place, or a thing. And then we'll close with a message for our students.
I miss the small moments of interaction. Like I find just the talking to students in the 4 minutes before class, just about life, and my colleagues in the hallway, having a passing conversation, like those minutes, not having those minutes is hard. So I feel like that's what I miss the most, is just all those little small things.
Yeah, for sure. What a great family community, Plymouth White Marsh High School, especially the English department, social studies department. Personally, I miss seeing all the students in the hallways. And then this time of year too is the best time of year that I can walk out 2:45 and see every teen and student athlete in the gymnasium or out in the fields in the beautiful sun is what, I miss this time of year in particular too. So those interactions for sure, Ms. Canning, really take for granted. Coach?
Oh, good segue there, because while I do also miss the little things, there really is one big thing that I miss the most. And I drove down Colonial Drive the other day and coming in from Flowertown Road, and I kind of made the mistake of looking over to my right and seeing that big, beautiful, but unfortunately empty baseball field. And, there's no doubt that the whole idea of the spring and, being out there and our guys working so hard and, practices and games and all the time in between, and all the, community people coming out that we see to watch our games. I mean, that's no doubt, like hands down, been what I miss the most. Of course, the weather hasn't been great. So, that I guess makes me feel a little bit better, maybe. But look, everything's important at school, but I think for me, just personally, it's definitely been baseball.
For sure. Have you found a way to connect with your players, I'm sure, during this closure via Zoom?
Yeah, we've done some Zooms, some team Zooms, some captain Zoom meetings. Certainly, trying to get a lot of articles out there about some of our guys and share some of the really good things that they're doing. So that's been something that we've been trying to keep up, and hopefully in the next month or so we'll continue to find some ways to do that.
Yeah, and I think it's important for all of our student athletes, but a great article I saw for Ben Mascio, senior, about him and his development. And then I haven't read the Kevin Riley, Ridge Parker folks, but Kevin Riley, haven't read that article. I know that's out there as well, right, Coach?
That's a really good one. They're both outstanding, excellent articles, both well done.
Yeah, you do a great job on social media and definitely showcasing our seniors. And I know Kim Noel's doing the same thing for all of our seniors. And want to thank the seniors that created the PW Futures page on Instagram as well. They are highlighting all of our seniors that are moving on to their next phase, next chapter. To close, how about messages? We have Ms. Canning, you have your avid students, again, both revered mentors to a variety of students in our building. How about a quick message for our seniors as well as all the students in Plymouth White Marsh High School?
Well, I mean, specifically my avid students, I miss them dearly. And we've talked a lot about how this is not the goodbye we had hoped for. And there's something about not being able to say goodbye in those four walls of that school that is hard for all of us. But I think at the same time, I think that this experience will give them resilience that that they otherwise wouldn't have had, and it's going to cultivate that in them, and they can use that forever for life. And so my avid students and I have been talking a lot about that, and just trying to lean on each other and support each other. I think we're finding unique ways to stay connected despite being socially distanced, and I think that's a testament to the community of PW that we can stay connected yet not be connected in the ways that we're used to. So I think we should be thankful for that and know that we'll always, this is 2 months, and I know these months are 2 really important months in senior year, but it doesn't wash away the other 30 months, right? It doesn't wash all that away. So I think that holding on to that is going to be what's most important.
That's excellent. Excellent message, students, and coming from Ms. Canning, who I know a lot of you connect with on a personal and professional level, students. So thank you for those wonderful words of advice to the avid students and all of our seniors. Mr. Monero?
Yeah, I think, I think the seniors kind of goes without question. And it's been awesome to see how many things, people are doing and trying to reach out and celebrate our seniors, which I teach mostly. But, I also in my economics classes, particularly where I have a lot of 10th and 11th graders, and my bonus block, my awesome bonus block, best bonus block in the school, 11th graders. I think that it's important for our 9th, 10th, and 11th graders to know that, we'll make up for this lost time. But, like Mrs. Canning said, we were 6.5 months into the year. I mean, we were 2/3 of the way pretty much done, and without any snow days and any other crazy kind of closures, we were getting a lot done, and we got a lot done. So I think everybody, 9th through 12th should look back and realize how much was accomplished. But for those underclassmen looking into next year, don't worry about coming back next year and having everything thrown at you all at once. And we understand, especially the juniors. I think about like our athletes who need to make sure they get their junior year and they get their looks and they get seen, and academically for all of our students, how important those 10th and 11th grade years are. I think we're all prepared to make sure that we give you guys everything that you deserve and everything you missed. And then of course, just to our baseball players, every setback in life makes you stronger. Every setback on the field makes you stronger. And if all of us can look back over this time and say, you know what, I used this time to take advantage of doing something, and not look back and say, man, I can't believe I had all that time and I didn't get this done or I didn't get that done. We have to try to find those silver linings in these moments where we're home.
Great message. Well, I want to thank you. I know you have to go back to teaching. Ms. Canning, thank you so much for your time today and your messages to our seniors and all of our students. You're both amazing teachers. Mr. Monero, thank you again for the different hats that you wear and the message to our students. You're a special guest for a reason this week. We wanted to have some powerful messages for our students. And students, thank you for your time. I want to thank again Ms. Canning, Mr. Monero. Stay home, stay safe, be well, and we miss you. Thanks so much.
Anyway.
Later.